For those of you who really follow my channel and watch all my videos, you might remember about a week or so ago, I posted a video about how there's a lot of mortgage lenders starting to go bankrupt now. And the reason that a lot of these mortgage lenders are starting to go bankrupt is because mortgage originations are down 47% in the third quarter of 2022 compared to 2021. So the amount of people who are getting loans has basically been cut in half in about a year's time. And that's very bad news for anyone in the mortgage business. And not only did all this come from a story about a week ago, but today I have some first-hand evidence to share with you guys that affects me personally and even one of my subscribers as well, to just show you how bad things are getting in the mortgage industry. Let me share my story first, and then later in the video I'll share one of my subscribers' stories on how they're being affected by this terrible situation with the mortgages. So when you buy real estate and you get a mortgage, what happens is you have your mortgage lender, they give you the loan, and then a lot of times, at least in my experience, what has happened is they will then sell that loan to a different mortgage servicer from the one that you originally got the loan with. So for example, when I got my loan on my condo, which I closed on not even a year ago, guys, it was February 2022 that I closed on that place. And before anybody attacks me about buying at the top of the market and blah, 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 go back on my channel, watch that video, see how much I got the place for, and you'll quickly realize why I bought it. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. So when you get your mortgage on the property, and then the mortgage ends up getting sold to another mortgage servicer. That's something that seems to be common, at least here in Florida. This has happened to me twice already. And basically, this mortgage servicer has not even been handling my loan for a year, okay? And I am one of the people that I also was talking about in that video that got what you call a non-qualified mortgage. And the reason for that is because I am self-employed. So my income fluctuates. I don't have a W-2 job that has the same weekly pay stub week after week. So my lender is one of those that does the non-qualified mortgages, okay? Follow me so far. And the problem with these loans is they're not sold as mortgage-backed securities to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, okay? Because they won't buy them. And it's these lenders that do the non-qualified mortgages that are in the biggest trouble right now. And lo and behold, I'm gonna share this letter with you guys. I'm gonna put up on the screen so you can read along with it. It says, SPS is sending you this notice to inform you of an exciting offer. For a limited time, the prepayment penalty on your loan will be waived in full if you pay off or refinance your loan within 90 days from the date of this letter. Your loan currently has a prepayment penalty that is applied in the event you pay off your loan early. The information outlining the terms of the PPP were included in your closing package. If you're interested in taking advantage of this opportunity, please do the following. Request a payoff quote at spsservicing.com and then remit payoff funds following the terms of the payoff quote. And really the rest of it isn't really worth reading. For those of you who don't understand what this is, they're basically asking me, the person who got the loan, right, to pay back all of the money that I borrowed to buy the condo in less than a year. Why would they do that? Any guesses? I mean, my biggest guess is they're going bankrupt, just like so many other lenders right now. And these guys are probably desperate for capital. These guys need money. This is not a refinance offer, guys. This is not an offer, oh, you can get a lower interest rate, refinance with us and we'll save you money. That's not what this is. This is, we're kind of desperate for money right now. You think you could just pay us back and you know, we'll waive the prepayment penalty. I mean, I could not believe it when I got this in the mail, guys. I mean, I have never seen anything like this before. As you know, I have been in the real estate business since 2009. That is 14 years doing this, and I've never seen anything like it. To me, this letter screams of desperation. because probably what's going to happen is my mortgage servicer, SPS, is likely going bankrupt. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but why else would they be sending out this information? So literally, when I talk to you guys about these lenders that do the non-qualified mortgages in that video about a week ago, this is literally my situation right now. And this just happened a couple days ago. I got this in the mail. And like I mentioned in that video, because a lot of people have asked before, like, well, what happens if my mortgage servicer does go bankrupt and they go out of business? Do I not have to pay my mortgage anymore? Well, the answer is no. And the FDIC is supposed to step in and find you another servicer and handle all of that in the meantime. So this is going to be an interesting story to see where this goes, guys. I have no idea if SPS is going out of business or what's going on with this, but I'm sure we'll be finding out sooner than later, because I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only one that received this letter. And if you have SPS as your mortgage servicing company and you received this in the mail, let us all know in the comments, guys. It'd be interesting to find out how many people are getting these letters. Now, besides the fact that maybe they're going bankrupt, I think it's also the fact that I have a low interest rate loan. Now, I don't have the lowest rate because I have a non-qualified mortgage. It had to pay a little bit more than a lot of people have to, but my rate is 4.125%. It's not bad considering what they are now. Right? At the time it felt high because a lot of people were getting in the mid to low threes, but I had to take this rate. It was the best I could get because I'm in the non-qualified mortgage category. So I don't know who in their right mind would actually do this. Like, you know, there's nothing in it for me, the borrower, to give them back all their money, because all I would be doing is refinancing into another loan that's going to cost me a lot more than this one. So why on earth would I do that? I wouldn't, right? So I have no incentive as the borrower to just go ahead and find a way to give these guys their money back. Very interesting stuff, to say the least, and wait till you hear another story later on I have for you guys. Because today I really want to share your stories that you guys have been sending me lately that I just haven't had a chance to put in any of the videos yet. So I just have more stories coming for you guys that you've been sending me later on in this video. But before I get into that, I want to mention something interesting happening in the real estate industry that I had no idea about. I just found this out today. There is a lawsuit pending right now between a home seller and the National Association of Realtors. And basically, this dispute comes down to the sellers being required to pay the buyer's agent commission. And if the sellers win this lawsuit, then this could change the real estate industry forever. Because in most transactions, the way it goes right now is, let's say you are a buyer, you're going to have your own real estate agent, you're out here touring houses just like these places here, and then you're going to meet with the listing agent who is representing the seller of the house, and then your buyer's agent would make an offer on the property on your behalf and coordinate the transaction on your behalf and all of this and that, and in the end, the seller pays the commission that goes to the listing agent and the buyer's agent that gets split half and half most of the time. If this lawsuit is won, then basically they're going to be kind of like banning buyer's agents from now on, which is kind of insane, guys, because let me tell you something. As a longtime real estate agent, I have been on both sides of the fence. I've represented buyers, I've represented sellers, and I've had multiple deals where I was the listing agent where I represented the buyer and the seller, which is called dual agency. And in some states, that's flat out illegal. You can't do it. But in Florida, that's not the case. We do it under something here called being a transaction broker. That's what it's called here in Florida. It's perfectly legal. But what this lawsuit would do, if it's won, is it would make it so that buyers wouldn't be able to have their own buyer's agent anymore. And it would essentially eliminate buyer's agents from the real estate business completely and force you as the buyer to work with the seller's listing agent. You might say, oh, what's the big deal? Who cares, Michael? These people make too much money anyways. We don't need the buyer's agent, blah, 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 blah. However, having your own buyer's agent is for your own good, in the sense that you have one person who's just representing you and is kind of looking out for your best interests, minus the fact that they're trying to get a commission, right? But if this lawsuit goes through and there's a law that's passed to kind of overrule all of this, and they eliminate buyer's agents, then you as the buyer will be forced from now on to work with the seller's agent, whether you want to or not. You won't be able to have your own agent, because then the sellers will no longer be required to pay the buyer's agents, unless maybe there's like a whole new commission structure and they find a way to, you know, charge the commission to the buyers through the sale some way. I don't know, guys, but it's a big mess, and this is something that could really change the real estate industry forever. There's already too many realtors out there, and you're going to see realtors start quitting in record numbers because they're hurting so badly right now. But if a change like this happens, this is going to upend the entire real estate industry like we've never seen before. So this is kind of like a pending case, because this lawsuit started all the way back in 2019 and hasn't been resolved yet. So it'll be interesting to see where things are going to go and how this lawsuit's going to end up, and ultimately what the buying and selling landscape is going to look like in real estate in the next couple of years. Now, for those of you who are patient, I told you I was going to give you more of your stories here, and here is the next big mortgage story that just shows you guys how messed up the mortgage industry is right now and how badly it's hurting. Okay, so this is his story. He says, to give you background on me, I'm 37 years old and I worked in the mortgage industry, and he worked for Loan Depot, and in 2021 he made $250,000 working at Loan Depot. And obviously the housing market was on fire back then. Everybody and their mother and their brother were getting loans, right? And then he said in June of 2022 he was laid off from Loan Depot. They did a bunch of layoffs back then, and he couldn't find another job until a couple months later. In August, he got a job with another mortgage company, and he was getting paid less than $30,000 a year at this new job. So imagine going from making $250K to $30K. He's still looking for a permanent position all the way up until today, guys, in January of 2023, that's going to pay him better. And he's applied at over 300 jobs. So far, he's only had interviews with recruiting companies and fake companies. And we talked about this a few weeks back as well. There are a lot of fake job listings out there, and to the point where they're trying to get your information and get you to pay for things that you don't need, and basically just rip people off and prey on people who are looking for a job right now. And then he goes on to say, your recession worries are valid. There are a ton of fake companies acting like MySpace bots, flooding the market with fake jobs. Below is a career builder email I got today validating what I'm saying. There are also companies that are tricking us by requesting us to provide our resumes to copy our formats and recording of us answering questions to steal our verbiage on answering questions for their own employees. It is ruthless out there right now, guys. The amount of scams that is happening is like nothing we've ever seen before. And I said this was going to happen time and time again in many different videos. And I feel bad for him, because he says, as of today, I have $3,000 left in my bank account, just enough to pay the rent of $2,500 coming up due on February 1st. And he shared with me the actual email he got from Career Builder showing just how many fake job listings there are out there and how much of a problem this is. Check this out, guys. Career Builder is committed to providing our users with the best possible job search experience and regularly reviews postings on our website for quality assurance. During a recent review, we identified a listing that was not actually posted by the client company with whom we contract. Therefore, we're reaching out to job seekers who applied to this position in order to advise them that the job and any related communications may be misleading. All further contact with individuals associated to the position should be ceased. This is insane, guys. This is an email from Career Builder telling you, oh, sorry guys, yeah, you know that job you applied for? Turns out it's fake. Hopefully you didn't give them your social security number, or your address, or your phone number, your date of birth, or your mother's maiden name, or anything else that they might be able to use to steal your identity. Craziness, guys. This is insane. This story confirms a couple different things I've been talking about. This story confirms that the recession is here. It's real. People are really getting laid off and really having their lives affected by this. It confirms just how insane the scam situation is right now when it comes to people looking to take advantage of you. And it also confirms just how desperate the mortgage industry is right now, that no one's making any money. People are losing their jobs left and right, and they are just barely staying afloat right now. Wow, check out this house. It is currently for sale for $2.7 million, but the current owner bought this place for only $84,000 back in 2005. And they've had it on the market for about a month. It will be very interesting to see how much they can get for this house, considering it does look like it's in pretty old condition. Now, all I can say is good luck to you, my friend. I hope you find a better job, maybe in a new industry outside the mortgage business, but I wish you well in 2023. But on the flip side of things, I want to share with you guys a success story from one of my viewers, David. And he sent me this about 2 weeks ago already, and I've been wanting to put this in the videos just to kind of confirm if you guys just do these simple things that we talk about in the videos when it comes to saving money, getting out of debt, making sure your credit score is top notch, looking for deals, making lowball offers, finding properties that have been listed for a while that the seller's desperate to sell. All these things we've been talking about, then good things can happen for you. So this is David's story. My wife had a condo in Hawaii and we were able to make $100K after selling it. We rented it out for 3 years, even after taking a $400 a month loss, but it afforded us to make a great return on investment. We decided to sell it, and we were lucky enough to find a buyer who had his house on the market for 45 days. And so the seller had this property listed for $1,020,000, and we had an aggressive real estate agent, and even though we were going to offer $950,000, he recommended we offer $895,000. I like your agent. That would have been me. If I was your agent, I would have said the same thing. Good for you, whoever that was. And here's what happened. The seller accepted the offer, but after the VA loan that he was using did their appraisal on the property, they said it was only worth $850,000. The guy was desperate to sell because he was going through a divorce and moving to another country, so he agreed to the price. We bought our interest rate down to 4.25% when the market rate was around 6%. It cost us about $20K, but we put down $80K and used the rest to buy it down. We did everything you said. Saved money to pay down credit cards to get our credit up to almost 800, and sold our condo to get the large down payment, even though we didn't need to put one down with the VA, because VA loans are 0% down for those of you who don't know. So he decided to put money down anyways, so he has equity from the very beginning. Smart, David. And not only is all that such good news for him, if you look at how much of a discount David got. Look guys, they were asking $1,020,000, which was probably an insane price, but he got the house for $850,000. That's a pretty good deal. Almost $200,000 less than what they were asking. And how did he do it? Just by listening to all the things we talk about in the videos and just following through with them, you know? This is all free information, guys. You guys can go out there in the world and use it to your advantage, just like David did. And he was even cool enough to pick up a pair of my sunglasses, which I have linked in the description down below in case anybody wants one. I even had to do a double take. I thought it was me for a minute. Super cool. That's him there with his son. So thanks a lot, David, for listening to my videos, and I'm so glad that they helped you out. I just love hearing these stories from you guys, even the good ones and the bad ones, so please feel free to send them to me. You know, my email can be found in the About section of my channel if you have something interesting to share with me. I appreciate everybody who always shares different news stories with me and their personal stories. As you can see, I do put them in the videos from time to time, and I just love when you guys send me this stuff. So please keep it coming. And by the way, one thing I've been wanting to do for the channel for a long time, anybody knows anyone or has some kind of connection with this, let me know. I want to be able to make my own brand of sunglasses that are kind of similar to this, but cooler, of course. That would be like my own Michael Bordenero brand sunglasses, because this is obviously one of my trademarks of the videos. And it'd be cool to have like an exclusive pair that I could offer you guys in case anybody wanted one. So if you know how to go about doing this, let me know. Because when I've looked this up online about how to manufacture your own sunglasses, all you get is just like you know, a bunch of BS, nothing really that helpful. So let me know, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the bell notification down below. YouTube will alert you every time I post a new video. And if you don't want to wait, check out my next one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.